Welcome to Black and Gold Today, brought to you by Ray Brandt Infinity. I'm Rachel Whittaker, and I'm glad to welcome in ESPN's Mike Tirico, Monday Night Football's play-by-play announcer. Mike, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure, Rachel. Thank you.
Well, New Orleans is your next Monday night stop when the Saints host the Ravens. Now, in the Saints' 6 losses, turnovers and defensive breakdowns have been crucial. This 3-game homestand was supposed to be where they kind of righted the ship. So, are you surprised by the fact that they're 0-2 on that stretch? And
I think everybody is. I think when you saw the Saints struggling through the early part of the season, some close games and close losses, you always say they're on the road. When they get home, they'll be better because they have been so good traditionally at home over the years. But here you are, back-to-back games with losses, and games in San Francisco, maybe you don't expect them to necessarily win, but the way Cincinnati played the week before, you look at that game and say, well, the Saints will certainly get healthier and get a victory against the Bengals. Instead, it's just the opposite. Not only do they lose the game, they lose in a convincing manner, only scoring 1 touchdown, and lose a player on each side of the ball for the rest of the year who was a significant contributor on a team where the cast has been changing and continues to change. So this is a very disappointing stretch here for the Saints. And although the pressure is lessened because of the poor quality of the South, it really puts more heat on them in this game against Baltimore. Getting your Thanksgiving, you can't afford to continue piling up losses and expect to be playing on after New Year's.
Right, and you've seen just one NFC South team this season so far. In Week 10, Carolina got destroyed by the Eagles, and Darren Sproles, no less, having a huge impact in that game. So just what's your overall assessment of this division that's been extremely poor, and do you see the Saints as a favorite or a clear-cut leader at this point?
Yeah, there's no way to say anyone's the favorite. No one deserves that tag of a favorite because they've all been disappointing and have lost in disappointing ways over the year. Tampa, I think, has the least talent of the teams in this division. Atlanta has been disappointing for how they have played during the year, yet they have won their division games. And that's really, when you look at the NFL, one of the most important factors. If you can win your division, certainly go 6-0 in your games in the division, then 2 or 3 wins here or there can get you in the playoffs. And Atlanta might just be riding that with only winning in the division. It's not out of the realm of possibility that 7-9, 6-10 even, could get a team in the playoffs out of the South. The Saints do have the best quarterback in Drew Brees. No disrespect to Ryan or Newton, but Brees has won a Super Bowl, and we know how much he means to the organization. The cast has changed around him, and in the 5 years since the Super Bowl, there are not many of those Saints left around. So the changing cast has made it a bit more difficult for this team. But Mark Ingram's run the ball well, 3 straight 100-yard games. Brees, we know, can still put up the passing yards, averaging nearly 300. Red zone execution, lack of turnovers. I think in those 2 areas, if the Saints can be more improved, score more touchdowns in the red zone, and then perhaps more significantly take care of the ball and not give away free possessions, it'll be to their advantage, because right now, from what we've seen, this is not a defense that's going to go out and win games. The offense is going to have to score the points, in my opinion, to do it.
Right, and you spoke of that Super Bowl team. There is no one on defense left from that squad. So just goes to show that turnover right there. And we'll be right back with more from Mike Tirico.
Designing luxury with children in mind could be a little excessive, but we found the perfect balance with the Infiniti QX60, featuring effortless third-row access.
Welcome back. Now, Mike, your third Monday night game 9 years ago now was here in New Orleans, September 25th, 2006, when the Superdome reopened post-Katrina. So I have to ask you to wrap things up. What was it like making the call of Steve Gleason's blocked punt and then seeing the emotion in the stands?
Yeah, it's a great moment whenever people ask me what's my biggest memory of the now 9 years that I've been a part of Monday Night Football. It is that game and that night. We've had other terrific events and moments along the way, but that's the one that sticks out because of what it meant to the city and to the community. I've said it before, and I still believe it's true. That was the night that New Orleans was able to show to the world that the city was reopened for business, and to see the dignitaries that were on hand, the first responders, the people who were in that building the 53 or 55 weeks ago, before that, I should say, pre the Superdome reopening when Katrina hit, and were there because it was a place of last resort and a place where it was life or death really happening under that damaged but since repaired roof. The folks who were back in there certainly can't have that memory escape them. And it was so poignant, and it showed, I think, what sports can mean to a community and to a region by telling everyone that New Orleans was going to get back on its feet. And I have a very fond place for not just the Saints organization, but the city, because of that evening and those memories, and to watch how gracefully Steve Gleason has gone through his current health battle with ALS, and what a fighter and what a terrific spokesperson he, his family, and the Saints have been for trying to create more awareness for ALS. It's been something that really just catches you emotionally every time you discuss it or talk about what that night was all about. Because without that one play, maybe the night wouldn't have resonated with all of us as much as it does 9 years later.
Right, an unforgettable moment right there, and unforgettable Sean Payton's very first season in New Orleans. Seems like a long time ago, but definitely unforgettable for us in New Orleans. Well, Mike, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time today.
All right, Rachel, thank you. We'll see you down there in New Orleans.
And we'll be back at Saints Camp on Thursday. Thanks for watching.